Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're talking about the new Dior Forever Perfect Cushion Foundation. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. Okay, so I picked up my Dior Forever Cushion Foundation in the limited edition gold DiorMania compact. So the foundation already exists. It just appears as though every year, every couple of years, they just come out with a new limited edition packaging, and something happened this year that I just could not resist. I just kept being pulled in by this gorgeous packaging. I picked up mine in the shade 2N and I ordered mine through Harrods and I paid 83 Canadian plus tax and shipping. Something just snapped in my brain. I was like, I need this cushion foundation for some reason. Let's go ahead and read off some of the claims for this gorgeous compact cushion here. So this is supposed to be a fresh foundation with 24 hours of wear and 24 hours of hydration with a luminous matte finish. Normally I avoid matte foundations, but something must have really snapped in my brain cells to be like, buy it, just buy it. So this is supposed to offer 24 hours of perfection, hydration, and also a luminous matte finish. It's supposed to offer a flawless coverage, fresh and even skin tone with a radiant complexion. Now, the Dior Forever case is refillable, so once I finish up my compact under here, I can go ahead and get a refill if I want. What I'm curious about is, if I get a refill, do I have to get the exact same foundation or can I mix and match a different Dior foundation? I'm curious about that. The website also claims that the beautifying pigments adjust to the skin's tone for sensually enhanced complexion. Its unique, fresh texture encloses a deeply hydrating core enriched with pansy and rose extracts. They really know how to sell it, don't they? Okay, so I've been wearing this off and on now for about a week. I've actually done a wear test, which I will include later on. Fun fact, this is my second time filming this video because I filmed the entire video and then the footage was unusable, so fun. And something very important to note for this foundation shade range. The shade range is practically non-existent. There are 3 colors to choose from. I picked out the shade 2N, and 2N was the darkest one available. I have never in my life been the darkest foundation, and I don't understand, because normally Dior does a lot of shade ranges. Like usually their shade range is pretty inclusive for foundations and concealers. So I don't know what happened here. But if you look at the refills, so not the case itself, but just the refill, there are more colors to choose from. For the refill of this exact formula, there are 7 shades to choose from instead of just 3. I don't know what to say. I think it's such a shame. I'm at a loss for words. It's just like ridiculous that the shade range would be like 3 shades of pale and me being the darkest. It's kind of ludicrous, just saying. All right, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and apply this foundation here with you. I will do like half a face at a time so you can see the difference. Now, as you can see, this is a compact, so you get your little sponge here, and underneath there's some sort of little seal to protect the foundation. I'm keeping it there just to keep it fresh. So I just go into the compact directly with the little applicator. The applicator is different. It doesn't exactly feel like a felt compact, you know, like those powder puffs. It almost feels like a soft silicone or something. So my skin just has skincare and sunscreen on beforehand. So I've only used this foundation with the little applicator that comes with it, but you could use a makeup sponge or a brush, whatever you prefer. So here is half a face. I have to say, I actually really like this foundation. I find that it offers such a nice coverage. You know, it kind of just blurs and hides imperfections immediately as you just apply it. Let's go on to do the other half of the face. As you can see, you just get this beautiful coverage right away. And I was concerned about how matte it would be exactly because I do not have oily skin. I have dehydrated skin, so my skin lacks water, not oil. But I often gravitate towards foundations for drier skin or luminous effect, glowing. Those are the key words for me. But this is described as a matte, luminous finish. So this is just the foundation before I put on concealer and blush and all that. And this is the finish here. It truly is a matte, luminous finish. As you can see, it doesn't look very wet, but there is a little bit of luminosity. It's some sort of like pigment in the foundation that's a little bit reflective because it doesn't look or feel wet or slick. It's just slightly luminous. Let me go ahead and do the rest of the makeup to make it look a little bit more cohesive. I'm going into a concealer. This is my Clé de Peau concealer in the shade Almond. Let's go into a bit of blush. I'm going into my Dior Rouge blush in the Poison Matte Blush. This is like a really nice, deep plummy berry color. And I'm using a rougher brush number 19, but as usual, all the brushes will be listed in the description box down below. And then I'm going to go ahead and add just a hint of highlighter. I'm going into my Dior Backstage palette. This is, I think, the first one, 001 Universal. And I'm going into this beautiful gold shade. And I'm going to use this Shiseido multi-use face brush here. And I'm just going to tap a little bit on the cheekbone here. And then I will add a lipstick as well, otherwise I feel like a little bit nude without some lip color. I'm going into my Dior Le Rouge in the shade Pink Sakura from the Spring collection. And I will in fact add a little bit of lip oil. This is the Dior Lip Glow Oil in the shade Ultra Pink. Okay, this is looking a little bit more put together. So this foundation here, what you see is what you get. This soft, matte, luminous finish lasts throughout the day. This is mask resistance. There will be some transfer, but overall it will stay intact. At the end of the day, like the footage I'm going to include, I think is around 8 or 9 hours of wear. It really stays in place. I know that the website claims it will last up to 24 hours. I did not try it out for 24 hours, but if you want like 8, 9, 10 hours of like good wear, this will stay in place. It's not gonna budge. Also, even though this is a matte finish, it does not pick up on any texture whatsoever. It does not settle into any smile lines, like these laugh lines here. There's absolutely no bunching, no pickup. It doesn't pick up on any texture, any breakouts, things like that. It does not settle into any creases, fine lines, wrinkles, anything. It's really magnificent. I'm really shocked. You know, I had high hopes that I would like this compact here because quite frankly, I bought it simply because I thought the compact was beautiful, but I'm really impressed with the foundation formula. Normally, I don't go for matte finish foundations, but this is really beautiful. I find that it's really long wearing, it's resistant, like it holds up all day, and it's really magnificent. The only issue is the shade range is so not inclusive. I feel so bad doing this video telling you guys how wonderful this foundation is because so many of you can't enjoy how wonderful this foundation is, and it's so unfair. I know that a lot of you guys would love this finish, and it's just such a tragedy that the shade range is so abysmal. I genuinely have no idea what Dior was thinking with this one here. Speaking of Dior, as we're doing this video here, I have some news to share with you regarding the spring collection, the Pure Glow collection. You know, I picked up a few items from Selfridges a few weeks ago. So I was told that the Pure Glow spring release will not be coming to Canadian retailers. In North America, the spring release will be available through the Dior website directly. And as many of you know, here in Canada, we are not able to shop the Dior website for some baffling reason. We can't actually shop directly from them. We have to use different retailers like Holt Renfrew, The Bay, Shoppers Drug Mart, etc. But those retailers that I just mentioned will not be getting the spring release, which is so unfortunate. So I will keep refreshing the Harrods page, the Selfridges page to see if they're going to get a restock, because they have a pink Sakura eyeshadow palette that I was thinking of getting, but it's sold out immediately on the Selfridges site. So if it restocks on Selfridges, or if it becomes available through Harrods, or if there are any other retailers you can think of that sell Dior and that might ship to Canada, please let us know in the comment section. Your Canadian Dior lovers are suffering right now, so help us out. Leave a comment. Think of any retailers that might ship to Canada, just leave a comment in the section. I genuinely have absolutely no idea why we're being skipped for this one here. I mean, I know for the past year or so, there's been like a lot going on worldwide, you know? And I'm not sure if it's a question of production, distribution, I don't know. Like, I have no idea. I wish I could tell you. I wish I could just like provide the makeup for you. Trust me, I would. But it happens. I guess there's just like bigger things going on in the world right now than makeup, unfortunately. But before we leave the video, I think we should add a touch of fragrance to complete the look and also just to lift our spirits a little bit. I am going into my classic Miss Dior Eau de Parfum. This was my signature fragrance as a young woman. I think this was the first perfume that I bought myself, but I bought the formula from like the early 2000s, like 2009, 2010, like that version. This one here is close to it, but not exactly. This is a really nice floral, fresh. I think it's a little bit woody, a little bit musky as well. And maybe just like a small hint of patchouli, not very strong, but it's kind of in there as well. There's also some pink peppercorn too, which kind of adds to that like slight wood, slight musky note, but it's also very citrusy, but not green grass citrusy, more like oranges, mandarins, like an orange zest. It's really lovely. It's very fresh, and I just think it's wonderful for this entire look right here. So since I will not be able to get my hands on the new releases from Dior, I will just go ahead and shop the permanent collection and create spring looks with what I have. Now, over the holidays / my birthday, I was able to acquire several of the Dior 5 Couleurs Couture palettes. Several more, I should say. So I will list off the ones that I have, and you will let me know what you want to see in a tutorial. The first one being Rouge Trafalgar, which is what I'm wearing today. We also have Mitza, Poncho, Grand Bal, and Black Bow. If you guys are new to my channel, I talk about nothing but luxury beauty. It's very rare for me to show one product once on my channel and never again. When I get a new collection, I will create multiple different tutorials, so that way you guys at home really get a sense on how to use up your makeup. So if that sounds interesting, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Alright guys, I think this is it for today's video. Leave a comment below. What do you think of this formula? I know some of you have already purchased it. If you're thinking of purchasing it, let me know. What do you think of the shade range? What do you think of the spring release coming or not coming to certain areas of the world? Leave a comment down below. Okay guys, this is all I have for you for today. Thank you all so much for stopping by, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!